And welcome back, everyone. It's my turn to be hosting It's Basically Monday, the podcast, actually recorded on a Monday. How's it going, guys? I got everyone here. Gouda and John, what's up?
Not much, man. Uh, yeah, I'm just waiting for it to be spring.
We did Wednesday last time. Is that right? So it's only been like 5 days since we last recorded.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, what about you, John? What have you done in the last 5 days?
Just work, homework.
Have you left the house in the last 5 days?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
I go
well,
outside all the time with Mila now.
like off your property?
Yeah, we go for walks and go to the park.
Okay. Well, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Man, so she's like, oh, yeah, I can't even imagine. Like, yeah,
Did
because
you
Reina's already like crawling around and like climbing on top of stuff now, which is really crazy.
Yeah, I've
So
seen
mm,
some of the
I can
snaps.
imagine Mila's probably like full on like pro athlete by now, like basically.
Yeah, she thinks she is.
Right, yeah. It's got like the energy and power of like a Super Saiyan, basically.
Yeah, she has got a
did,
lot of energy for sure.
did you conquer that swing thing yet?
Oh yeah.
No, I just don't swing as much. Just like I can sit on it and be okay, but nah, I just don't even bother with it anymore.
I forgot. Like I looked it up and it said if you like hit yourself really hard in the side of the head before you swing, you'll be already so dizzy from that like it won't matter about the swing. So like
Uh, did WebMD give that you that advice?
no, I think it was like uh I don't know, Hood GPT.
Hood GPT.
Yeah, ghetto gospel GPT.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But I forgot I did like look into it more after that episode, and like at the end of the day, like yeah, no one had any ideas. Like I've never, yeah, it's just like it's just like a weird little thing, I guess.
Yeah, I've never really liked swing like those rides that just go side to side. I've never liked those, but I could handle the swing before, so I don't know. I feel like it must be connected to that in some way.
And when we talked about this before, did we ask about roller coasters?
No, but I haven't ridden a roller coaster in a very long time.
Do you like them?
Like is a strong word. I'll tolerate them if the people that I'm around want to do it, but like it's not something. There are very few roller coasters that I look at and I'm like, yeah, I want to go on that, even if I was by myself. Like I can think of like just one of them at Six Flags that I would just be like, yeah, I'd ride that by myself. And it's not even like very roller coaster-ish. It's just fast. Uh, Batman. Like I feel that's probably still there, isn't
Isn't that the one that like bangs your head back and forth on the sides? Or is that
it?
human?
Yeah.
Or both?
What?
If you,
Yeah,
I mean, if you stick your head straight down the middle of the eye, then I guess so. But yeah,
Like yeah, like the two bars on the side of your head that are supposed to
you
like
just
keep it in place, like are just there to like rattle your brain.
yeah.
like why did they make that like foam so hard? Like shouldn't it be like plush?
I think it's to save you in case like you like the whole thing comes off the track. Like, 'cause if you're in the air, if you're landing on plush, you're dead.
No, that thing goes off the track. It doesn't matter how soft it or hard it
You
is. Like
you
I'm
might
done.
survive. I think if you hit right on the plush, like it
Can
would
you
hurt, but you'd survive.
can you imagine
Dude,
being strapped to a chair and thrown off like a building? Like
a
that's it.
metal chair, yeah, you're
Yeah.
done.
No, you'd make it.
No,
You can make it. You'd be
yeah,
fucked
I
up. Don't get me
wonder.
wrong, but you could survive it.
What if you landed like perfectly on all four legs? Like, do you think the wood would just like penetrate you immediately, or do you think it would break your fall?
Wait, on all four what?
Like, if you were thrown off thrown off the building, strapped to a chair,
Uh-huh.
and somehow you maneuvered it so that you landed on all four legs of the chair.
Oh no,
Okay, you're done.
no, the
It doesn't
chair,
even
no, the
matter.
chairs, like off of an actual building. Yeah, yeah. I was more thinking like with a roller
And
coaster
it's a wooden chair.
that you like fell off at the bottom or
There's
something.
gonna be splinters so far up your ass, like.
Yeah, yeah. You
Like,
Would you
wouldn't
be alive?
survive that. Nah, no.
if you can have a
If
chair leg
if the
up in
building
your
is
chest.
if the building is one story, maybe. But if it's anything more than one story, you're probably dead.
Yeah, as tall as Batman. I think that's like a two-story ride.
Uh, yeah, probably. Maybe more than that. Just give me that plush.
Yeah.
Just give me that hard plush.
Yeah, Batman.
Safety plush.
Mm. It has the feeling of like your car's steering wheel. That's what the headrest that Batman is like.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, but all the other roller coasters, like, I would not go on my own.
What about American Eagle?
Isn't that the like one that's just made of straight wood?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going on that.
There are multiple spots on that one where if you put your hands as high as they can go, they will cut like get like
Yeah.
chopped off.
Yeah. That is so true.
That's
Like,
crazy.
there's literally a sign that says "Watch your hands." Like, they're like, "Don't do it." Like,
Yeah.
don't do it.
And they're still
Like
running the
if
ride anyway. Like, what the fuck's
yeah,
happening?
if Giannis went on that roller coaster,
Oh,
like he
he'd
would
be
lose
dead.
his
Yeah,
hand.
he'd be dead. I think there's some roller coasters that he legit just can't go on for sure.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, and Victor Wimbayama, he probably can't ride anything. Like that guy's like 7 foot something.
Like, they can't
Yeah.
even fit his legs or shoulders in any sort of like safety
No,
straps or anything.
no.
He can only go on the carousel.
Yeah,
That's it.
I don't trust that American Eagle
The
construction.
carousel.
Hmm.
Oh, that's so sad.
And he's gotta go by himself just because he's so long. He needs 2 horses.
This is oh,
So
that's
you were
hilarious.
if you were at the amusement park and you had to pick between going on the teacups or American Eagle, which one?
Teacups.
Really? I hate the teacups, man. Like
That's
that's a
headache
migraine.
inducing.
See,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, that's
spinning doesn't
exactly what I
bother
was
me.
just saying. Like, that's a headache waiting to happen.
So you can't do the swings, but you can survive the teacups.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because that
Have
doesn't do
you been
anything
in?
to my stomach. That just makes me dizzy. And like that doesn't bother me at all.
Have you been in one when like the people are trying to weaponize it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's definitely
Okay.
something I did. I like when we went to Six Flags on like
You
field
said to
trips when I used to
weaponize
go.
it.
Yeah, when I used to go to like after school programs, like they had them they'd run like through the summer and when I was a kid. And like yeah, they would basically have a Six Flag trip and that would be everyone. Like all your friends would just be sitting in this teacup and everyone knew you were all with the same party 'cause you all had the same like like branded colored shirts on.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's your group, and like yeah, every time I was in one of those, they'd be like, "We're about to break this motherfucker."
Yeah, yeah.
like
Like,
why?
you're
Like
gonna break this shit.
why can't you
Like, we're
just
in
I mean,
enjoy it?
you'd be saying so fast I couldn't even move my head and be like, oh.
I can feel an aneurysm
Like
forming in like the
Yeah.
back of my head.
the first time I did one of those, like I was so naive to think, oh yeah, we're gonna spin this shit, it's gonna be great. And like after like the first few spins, I was just like this while still spinning, and then I'm just fall back. Like
Dude, like,
there's
watching
nothing you
that
can
from the
do.
sidelines is the most hilarious because like all the other teacups are going at like a relatively like expected speed, but then there's that one teacup with like packed with kids, and you can
Yeah.
tell they're all trying way too hard, and that one's spinning like insanely way too fast. Like,
You know what's crazy? You
too
know who else
fucking
likes that
fast.
kind of shit? Mila. Because her and I went on a ride at like Mall of America. That's like a kid's version of teacups, but it
Mhm.
also it like flies and shit. Like it goes. So like every time we would be spinning, she'd be like, "Spin it like faster, like spin it faster." So we're like fucking whipping this. It is just me. I'm just fucking cranking it, and she's just like,
You're like,
"Yeah."
"Bang."
she was
True
she
adrenaline
was so
junkie.
happy. It was insane. Yeah, she likes that adrenaline.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, I feel like I don't know like what Rain is gonna be like, but like yeah, she definitely likes it and like tossed up and down, like
Yep. Yeah.
carried like in all sorts of crazy ways. I'm just like, you just have full trust in me, don't you? Like if I were to like drop you, like this would not be fun. But like I couldn't imagine just like a giant human just picking me up and just like throwing me into the air, like, and I'm like, when I'm holding her up, it's like I don't know, like 6 times like her height, so like 6 times my height, like up in the air. Like I was like, okay, don't drop me, just having the greatest time. It's like, yeah, I don't know what that means. Like, I'm sure like all kids kind of like that, but I've
Yeah.
definitely seen like videos of some kids not liking that and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know if that means anything for your kid when they like really like it,
I
or
don't
if it's
know.
just
Do
a phase that all kids go through.
you
My one
guys
really likes it.
remember the last time you were thrown?
No.
Hardly, no,
No,
yeah,
I do
like
not.
thrown, not really. Thrown like that? No.
No.
Yeah.
Do you?
No.
Okay.
I'm not even sure if that's ever happened to me.
Oh, it's definitely happened to me. I just don't remember when.
Boy, I'm sorry. So when you looked up the teacup thing, I just like I wanted to see like just remember what that looked like. It's, where's the chat in this thing? Hold on, let me post this. But
Dude,
there's
fucking
a
black
video
screen.
of these people in this like duck in this duck teacup thing, and dude, where is the rest of my Discord? How is this possible? Like my Discord's closed, but like everything else is here. Oh, well, I can't like send this to you now. Oh, here's the chat button. Show chat. There we go. I can send it to you. Like it's only like 2 seconds. Like it happens in the first like 10 seconds of the video, so you'll see it
Dude,
instantly.
that's not on the platform anymore.
But like it's just these two dudes in this fucking duck spinning thing that's just like the teacups, and like literally within like 2 seconds they get this thing spinning like so fast that it literally slides off the platform. Like and like that's what I feel like would be like basically on the brink of happening. Like I wonder like what happens like after this video, because the video just ends like basically within a couple seconds. Like what do you do when this happens? Like clearly like the ride is broken now. Like everyone, I don't even know what to say.
They broke it instantly. Like that, that thing couldn't even handle one turn. What are you talking? Like this is garbage.
Like it just came off the platform. Like it wasn't even on the platform anymore. And it was just like two like grown
That's
ass men on
crazy,
it, and they
dude.
were
That
spinning it way too fast.
it didn't even
Jesus.
And
tip
they're just
over.
dying laughing. Oh man, that's that's hilarious. But
Yeah, that's what people
oh
are trying to do on the adult teacups.
yeah,
But that
yeah.
one was built too strong. It was
Trying to
built to
weaponize it.
last.
That's hilarious. Well, anyways, besides teacups and random kid stuff, I definitely wanted to talk about uh that TikTok ban. Like, actually, I was hoping, like, I forgot that that was happening, like, last time we had a recording, and that was like a few days before like the vote or whatever. But like, any of you, do either of you actually have TikTok? I don't think that you do you?
No, I
um,
didn't even realize this was happening.
Is this the first time you're hearing about it? That can't be.
I remember
No.
like when Trump was talking about it, but I haven't heard anything since then.
Are you serious?
Hmm.
Wow. Okay.
I
Do you
made
have
an
TikTok
account
then?
once, like a very, very long time ago, but only because someone sent me a TikTok, and for some reason I couldn't view it unless I was logged in. I don't have the app or anything like that.
Okay. Well, I guess like recently, so like yeah, I think on Friday they just had this vote like in the House on whether to make so TikTok's owned by like this Chinese company. Um and I guess like the vote was to make it was to decide either TikTok gets banned in 6 months or they have to sell their company to someone else, like in America or something. Like that's what's happening. So I guess like TikTok was basically saying like they're not selling, so like that's not an option. So basically this is just a law that bans TikTok. So like that's how they're like trying to present it. But then other people are trying to present it like, why are you trying to be so greedy? Like just sell the company so you can like be like not compromised by China, and then you're fine. Like it's not like they're stealing the company from them. Like they're gonna be the richest people like to ever exist, basically. Like after this, but so yeah, that's where it's like at, I guess. And it passed the House, and it looks like it's probably gonna like pass in the Senate too, probably. And then it's also probably like Joe Biden will probably pass it. So basically, that's what's happening at this point. Like TikTok might actually get banned like by the end of the year, like basically, which would be pretty interesting.
So does that stop anyone from just like making a clone?
No, you can literally, the moment TikTok gets banned, you can just make another company called TikTok technically.
Oh,
Like, because they
okay.
have no rights, like, to do any business in the country, so they can't do anything. Like, they can't sue you if they can't exist. So if you just make TikTok first, like basically the moment the ban passes, like someone should just be waiting to like register a company with the name TikTok and use
Yeah.
that name and just open up a TikTok clone. Like you don't even need to buy the company like from them. Just literally just do that.
So what's the reason that they want to ban it? Because it's like China owned, that's why.
Yeah, and like we're getting ready to possibly go to war with China. Like that's not like the real like open reason why, but like that is the reason. Like why else would we like be so mad about
I thought they
like
have so many like companies here. Are we gonna close all of them? It's just TikTok.
TikTok's different though because it disseminates information to U.S. citizens. So I think the way it's viewed is that it could be a potential like data breach. Like other Chinese companies that do business here don't have as much data as TikTok has on us.
right?
Oh, okay.
And that's particularly dangerous to have such power.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for example, like they like for this ban even like they they made it so every time someone opens the app, which like millions and millions of people do in the country every day, like every time it shows you this huge message basically saying that like to call your representative now and tell them not to pass the vote to ban TikTok because it's like unfair and why would they ever want to ban TikTok? Like, and they basically made it seem like the government was just like these lame people who just want to ban TikTok because they don't understand it because it's a young people thing. But in reality, like that's not really why they're trying to ban it. So like they're like kind of like there's definitely some propaganda, like for sure. Like I forgot what the actual message said, but I saw it like getting posted around social media too. But like, yeah, it wasn't. It definitely did not give you the whole story, and like that's like what they were like pushing out to their viewers. So like a lot of people like were just like taking it for face value. It's like, yeah, why would like TikTok like just post out something that's just like completely fake? Like that would be wild. They're such a huge company. Like why would they do such a thing? But yeah. I mean, it wasn't fake what they said, not completely, but it was absolutely misleading in my opinion. Um,
So what do you think that's do you agree that they should ban it or do you think it's a dumb idea?
I feel like yeah, I agree with it. Like if you're getting ready to go to war with a country, it's probably not good if they own like half of your news outlets. Like You should probably cut that off. Do I think we need to go to war with China? I don't know. I don't fucking know. That's such a complicated like topic. I have no idea. But I do know if that is what's gonna happen, and that does seem like what both like sides want, then like yeah, we should probably not let them own TikTok like just blatantly. So yeah, I kind of agree with it. It's kind of unfair because like yeah, okay, just because they're Chinese, like it's like yeah, where does this stop? And like yeah, and like the answer is like wherever we want it to, I guess. So, which is kind of bad and dangerous, but at the same time, like it's it's like a war and we have to survive. So like
So the danger
yeah,
is them having the ability to make people believe the wrong things, or is the danger that they can get information on all of us?
Both.
um, both, but probably more so they can make people believe the wrong things. That's what I'm guessing. So
Okay. Yeah, because it's like, yeah, if they're spying on everyone that has the app, I just don't understand. How does that give you like a military advantage? Like we're not soldiers. Why does it matter that you know that I like to toast my bread for 2 minutes? Like how does that help you?
I guess like maybe they can like target like
Yeah, I think it feeds back to the algorithm. Will give them a model of what is like most likely to get you to believe one thing or another. So like, if I know certain things about you, I might know that you're more susceptible to this type of language as opposed to this kind of language.
Like, hey, toast lover, don't join the war.
hey toast
Don't join the
lover,
war.
yeah, yeah, take up arms against your country.
Yeah, some people might need to hear, "Do you love America?" Well, if you love America and America's freedoms, then you must love TikTok. And some people might need to hear, yeah, parents just to understand, man, this is TikTok for the youngins.
Oh my god. Dude, actually, I wonder. So, like, if you're like purely a TikTok only like content creator, which like there's definitely like tons of those. Like, what are you gonna do now? Like, now you're
YouTube
gonna like,
Shorts.
yeah, what YouTube? Like, YouTube's already like on its way out. Like, and that's
Not
what you have
once.
to do. Your business is over. If
It
you have
won't be
to
on the way out
transfer,
once TikTok ends. Then they'll be on the way up.
that's true.
All the way up.
But
Yep.
like everyone has it. Like Instagram has shorts, or TikTok obviously, YouTube, um, Snapchat. I don't know why you'd ever do it on Snapchat. Like, how would you ever make money on that? I don't even know. But like, who else has shorts?
Wait, that's the only reason people do TikTok to make money?
Yeah, I heard TikTok pays the best per view, and like it's more just like straightforward or something like that.
So all these things that people watch, no one is like on there making it just for fun. Literally every single thing that you see, it's because someone's like trying to make money.
I think it's for money, like,
Probably, yeah,
or for
yeah.
attention, which I would say indirectly could be for the
What?
money too, honestly, because with
So
fame
you're
usually
telling me
comes
that
money.
people are addicted to watching commercials because then that's what it is.
Yeah, oh for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of commercials on TikTok, and they like the commercials are TikToks. Like they're TikToks described as commercials. Like you don't notice they're commercials for like the first couple of seconds until you realize like there's just like this the most obvious awkward product placement.
And people love this shit.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, like it gets clicks and people sell and buy, and then everyone gets money all the way around. Apparently,
Wow.
yeah.
All the way
Do people
around.
realize that that's what's going on? That they're addicted to a home shopping network?
I don't know actually. Do people know that? I don't know.
Yeah, ban TikTok. These people are gross.
Yeah, get that shit out of here.
I don't like any of that.
Oh my god. Yeah, what do you think, John?
Yeah, I don't care too much about the ban. I don't think most social medias that we have today are really positive anyway, so yeah, it's fine. Like I don't obviously agree. I don't necessarily agree with the rationale behind like banning it from a war advantage. I don't know that I buy that, but uh, I I do think it is about mostly like control over the like over the media and the people who use it, and a lot of people use TikTok. And if I was China, I definitely wouldn't sell ownership like that. That doesn't make sense. Like the whole point, the whole point of starting a company is to be able to have the say on how the company operates. Like, and then you just come into a country and there's like, yeah, either you aren't doing this anymore, and I know you started and everything, and you're like invested, but either you just quit or you can't be here. You and your company. Like, yeah, I would probably say no. That's that's what I would do. I mean, but I do understand too
Like,
from their point of view. It's probably a lot of money to give up.
if you say no, then like you are spying for China. Like that is what's happening. like like why would you not? Like and the day before the ban and you just never sold and you just let your company go from like worth billions of dollars to nothing just because you refuse. Like there's
You
nothing
know,
you can do. Like you
at that
sell the company, take the money, and you could really use that money to buy an entire another industry in America. But like
at that size, yeah, most companies probably have to change. But like, yeah, if I personally had a company, there'd be no way I would change leadership just because someone like said you can't be here. Like, no, that there's no way. I would not. I just would not operate there.
and right, like there's like this is just like the United States division. Like TikTok as a company is still gonna like be
Yeah,
all over the world.
yeah.
Although like they're
But that
also
would be a
getting
big hit.
banned in other countries as well, which is
That would be a big
I,
hit.
it would be that would be major for sure.
Yeah, but some
But
businesses I think just by their nature are a little dirty, and I think TikTok's one like as you were describing, it's not a business that's made to better the people who use it. It is about keeping their eyeballs on it, and so if you, that's all it is. Those just short attention spans, hit one after another, after another, after another. Like it's not helping people do anything reasonable. So in that sense, just on its face, even if they let's assume they were owned by anybody else, I wouldn't care. Like that, something about that is just a little bit icky.
Can you comment on TikTok?
hmm
Probably.
Wait,
yeah.
so you have one, Valero?
Yeah, I finally got a TikTok like at the beginning of this year.
Oh,
Mostly just to like finally understand like what's happening.
Are you
And
ticking
I
and
must say
talking
like
now?
I open it up like every day and go on it. But I also like know what's happening. Like I know what they're trying to do. So I'm like 100% aware of it. But I also want to like understand like what other people like about it so much.
yeah. So how does it work? Is it exactly so can you choose what you watch, or you just open it and it just shows you whatever it thinks you want to see?
For the most part, you just open it and it just shows you whatever it thinks you want to see. You can search like for certain videos and certain like channels or like not channels, what do they call them on TikTok? Like profiles, I guess. Um,
Don't they have you
and
pick
then
interests when you first make an account?
maybe, possibly, I don't like I I don't remember that, and I don't see anywhere like obvious in the app where it like lets you change those interests in any way. Like maybe in the settings or something. I haven't like looked like super deeply. But yeah, there's like very few buttons on the app. Like it's just like videos to scroll through. Um, there's like a tab for just the videos from people you follow, and then like an inbox for like messaging, and then yeah, like the settings, and that's it. So like it's super basic, like, and there is a search bar on the top, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, like every like I would say like every third video is an ad or something like that. And it's always the sneakiest ad. Like it starts off as a completely normal TikTok filmed on someone's like like iPhone 6 like from 2015 and it's like someone dancing in their living room, and then suddenly like they pull out like like some downy paper towels, and there's like, wow, good thing I have these, and then
Uh,
like a little thing on the bottom pops up and says sponsored ad. Like, it's just like, god damn it, like you got me. Like, I
uh,
thought something good was gonna happen, and you just wanted me to click on this and buy paper towels. Like, fuck you guys. But I mean, yeah, that's how they do it. So like, they get in that way, they get a lot of people to watch the ads. There is no like premium version where you can skip the ads. So like,
so you can't choose what you watch on TikTok.
You can. They ask you your preferences in the beginning. I don't know if you can change them. I have no idea about that because I don't use it as much as you do. But I know that they
it
ask because I do remember that.
It definitely depends on what you're liking. And it also definitely depends on how much time you spend watching a video because like the videos repeat, so you can just keep watching them. Like in the beginning when I got it, I purposely didn't like any videos, and I noticed like if I left a video like on repeat for longer, it would show me more videos like that, like because I'm assuming like I noticed that for sure. Like uh so that's a thing too. So like it definitely takes into account like the videos you like, and then it also takes into account like who you're following, and then who they like, what kind of videos they like, and who's following you, and what kind of videos they like.
Wait,
Because
so it doesn't show you a new video each time. It could show you the same video over and over again.
all the videos repeat. Like if you don't swipe, it'll just keep repeating the same video.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
not
you
like you
control when
swipe
it
and
like
this and
goes
that.
to the next
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you
So
can
like,
go, so I can scroll back like
mm-hmm.
12 of them.
Yeah, yeah, you can go back. Like you can be like, you know what, that video 5 videos ago was pretty good, and you can scroll back and get to it. Yeah. But I think if you
Hmm.
exit out of the app and come back in, you lose that and it just starts over and then like but as long as you still are in like the part where you're scrolling, you can scroll back through everything you just scrolled through.
But when you scroll up, you don't know like what's gonna like show up next.
Correct, yeah. You have no idea. It's just all random. Purely the algorithm.
Yeah, they should ban that.
Yeah, it's like the most simple form of algorithm that I've ever like seen basically. Like you can follow people, but at the end of the day, you can't even choose necessarily like what order their videos will come up in or anything, or like there's no like rhyme or reason to it per se, except for I guess maybe the time that they posted it if you're like following a lot of people. But like if you have like a bunch of videos that you're following, like it'll just do it randomly. Like it'll be like some videos that like aren't from people that you're following, and then suddenly like videos from people you're following for some reason. And then like other videos. So like they definitely throw in like a lot of stuff to like expose you to like slightly newer stuff. But at the same time, when the algorithm thinks they like know you, then you're stuck in it. Like it's so hard to get out of whatever they think they know about you into like any other subjects like yeah, like I'll see people like posting like other videos that are like I've never seen some of these videos. Like where are people seeing these videos on TikTok? But like it's just like my algorithm, it just does not it doesn't think I like that stuff, so it'll just never show that to me, which I feel like sucks so much. Like so like basically if I never knew these other people or realized that was getting posted, then I would just assume like this is all that there is to offer on TikTok, on the entire world of TikTok. Like whatever's in my little bubble, I'd be like, okay, I guess that's everyone then. Like, but like, cause you think like when you go on something on the internet, you're accessing everyone freely, but
Mhm.
like it's just not. That's not true.
It just seems like the weirdest thing. Like why would I wanna if I wanna like watch something, why would I open an app that doesn't allow me to choose what I watch?
Right? Yeah.
But
Like
hey,
even
okay.
with YouTube Shorts, like it depends on what video you first click on that will
Hmm.
generate the rest of the video. So it's like kind of like okay, like if I want to watch a video about like something like therapeutic, like I would click on a YouTube short video that was therapeutic and then scroll from there, and then it's gonna be all like videos like that. But like yeah, TikTok, it's not like that. It's just like who the fuck
Well,
knows? Like
why? Why wouldn't I just why wouldn't I just search for therapeutic videos on YouTube and then just pick the video like I can see like I'll get a whole list of videos I can watch. Why would I
Because
why would I like start
because
with
people don't have
one
attention spans long enough to do that anymore.
to search the okay, all right.
Yeah. You're talking about long form content. Literally, like I would say long form content now is anything over 10 minutes. So like YouTube
Yeah, okay.
Shorts, 60 seconds maximum, or same thing with TikTok. Like, yeah, that's just more consumable, and it keeps people's eyes on the screen longer. Like, you can lose interest in a video if it's 16 minutes, but if you just have that constant switch of your attention, then I'm gonna always get that short attention span to lock on.
But like if if I wanted to watch baking videos, for instance, instead of looking at a 10-second like TikTok about baking, I don't even know like what's going to be next. Why wouldn't I just like search
I-
baking
If you
and
wanted
then
to do
like
that,
pick
then
the videos that look good?
yeah, if you wanted to actually, if you, but that's the thing. I don't think people get on TikTok having an idea of what they want to see. They're letting TikTok be the decision maker.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, but yeah, I think once your attention span gets that low, you don't even have the capacity to choose for yourself anymore. And like even I do that sometimes with YouTube Shorts. Like there's been times where I've definitely watched like 5 to 10 of them at a time, and then thought like, holy shit, that was a lot of them. It,
Hmm.
but I can't imagine that there's a world if I can do that, and I like long form content on YouTube. I can imagine if I can get 5 to 10, the normal everyday person probably could do like 40, like very easily in between doing other stuff. Just
Okay.
superty swip. Keep it keep it real small. 10 seconds.
Very, very odd. It's like it's like back when people actually had cable or satellite television and you just like be flipping the channels and you only see like 1 or 2 seconds of like each thing. That's TikTok. And I'm like, why would you want that?
Because now the content is made around this short amount of time. So you never feel like you're missing out when you see a short because you're getting the exact bite-sized piece of a story. Like it's not like part of a bigger story. That bite-sized piece is the story. That's all there is.
That's actually a
What an
really
awful
good
story
point.
if it could only last 3 seconds.
Yeah. Just start to
Like,
finish. That's all there is
Yeah.
right there.
Once upon a time, the end.
Yeah.
like also on TikTok, like they have it. I forgot about like when you said the channel thing. I was like, that's a good point because like they also have it where there's like a lot of people who go live on TikTok and stream on TikTok. So like on top of the videos, there'll be like a lot of videos of like a clip from someone's like live feed basically.
Yep.
That'll basically be like it'll be like a tiny TikTok they make for that particular stream. So like whenever like it's like a little like they must record it like right before they go on or something because it's usually like every time I've clicked on one, they're wearing the exact same thing, but I know it's a pre-recorded like I'm not sure. It's like a quick pre-recorded like advertisement. Like it'll seem like a live stream, but then they'll be like, "Hey, click on my live stream. Like if you liked that, like click on this to see my live stream right now, and you can see more of that." So it's like you're flipping through the channels, but you could still stop at a channel and then be like, "Okay, yeah, I want to see more of that." So that's another thing too, live streaming on TikTok. And I'm sure that brings in I don't know how that revenue works, but it's something.
I just can't believe there's not a single, what are they called? Tik TikTokers? Is that what you call them? When you,
I guess so.
I just can't believe there's not a single person out there out of the whatever millions of users that isn't just making stuff for fun. Everyone expects to see like some kind of financial return on their endeavors. That's insane.
There might be for fun, maybe. Like I feel like maybe you do it for
Doesn't
fun
even
and
make
money.
sense to me that you're that skeptical that not that you can't be like engaged in this product without wanting money back. That doesn't even sound real to me.
I mean, like I feel like when you're forced to do everything in such like a short way, like either you have to like pre-plan your videos so you can do it all in one take, or you have to edit the fuck out of your video so it all fits into like a short format. And either way, it's just like not natural. Like it's not like, oh, hey, this is gonna be a chill like moment where like they get to see the authentic like me. Like this is every video on there is planned out,
Bro.
curated perfectly for your views and how you're gonna react to it and all this stuff, which is true. Like, so
Yeah.
like if that's the case, then like, is anyone doing that for fun? Like, I feel like there's more people on YouTube making YouTube videos for fun than there is on TikTok. And like, not to say that no one's on there for fun, but I feel like if you have a TikTok and you're posting on TikTok, you're doing it for the views.
Yeah, I think attention is the currency, and yes, I think people are addicted to that. Like if you interact with the app in any way where you're letting other people see some part of you, like either you're posting or you're commenting, then
Mhm.
you're like you're doing it so that someone else can see it.
Yeah, and on TikTok, like you can have like a group of friends on there and you can have your profile private, which is true, but like I don't know, it just seems like weird. Like I feel like if you want to like get to know your friends, you would use like Instagram or Facebook or like something else, not necessarily TikTok, but I don't know. Maybe that's just my opinion though.
Yeah, that's the opinion of someone our age.
I know Instagram is like still very popular amongst even like younger people. And so is their short format and live streaming actually. But I mean, yeah, they're no better than are they? I mean, no, that's just Facebook at the end of the day. And isn't Facebook bad? Wasn't that established already? Hasn't that been established multiple times?
Yeah, they've tried to, what's his name? Mark Zuckerberg. They brought him into that courthouse plenty of times.
Yeah, he had to testify before Senate there. Yeah, the Congress, trying to explain that he wasn't a bad person.
Yeah, you have to explain to them how the internet worked.
Yeah,
He's like, sir, you see, when you put computers together in a
Yeah,
net,
yeah.
and it
He's like, if I have my phone with me and I was on Facebook 2 hours ago and now I'm taking a shit, the if my wife hears this shit, will Facebook know? And it's just like she's like, bro, what even is this question? Like, what is going on? Yeah, I remember watching that thinking that was the first time I watched like our government, like a group of people in our government question people and think to myself, they have no idea what it is they're asking about. Like it is
no fucking
it's
clue.
very apparent.
Yeah, like he said, if my wife hears it, does Facebook know? Like, what does that have to do with one another? But that's
Yeah.
the exact type of shit like they were
Yeah,
saying.
it's literally like I wish that was an exaggeration, but I swear, like some of the questions were so bad, and he had to literally say like, when you're on the internet, like he had to start the sentence like
He
that.
said when you're on the internet. Oh, ooh, that was a straight dig. Like,
Yeah, like you see,
damn.
when you use tools that connect to other computers, that kind of shit's bound to happen. Yeah, it was crazy, but Yeah, they definitely
That's
got him to change his policies so that when you open that shit for the first time, that you had to sign away that waiver, and and they made you scroll down to the bottom of pages. He's probably the reason why we have to scroll down to the bottom of pages all the time now accepting terms and conditions.
probably. He's like, you will not sue.
Yeah,
It's like
he is very robotic.
you'll see here,
Yeah, he is.
the defendant scrolled guilty.
Yeah,
Guilty.
he knew what he was doing, and if he didn't, he was trying to bypass without reading it, and that's
Yeah.
not our fault. So guilty.
Oh man. Uh, well, dude, remember when he was gonna fight Elon Musk? I but then Elon pussied out. What
Yeah.
a bitch.
He saw that picture of Mark Zuckerberg with his shirt off. He was like, "Oh fuck."
He was like, what a baby back bitch.
Yeah.
He's like, I have a surgery
Yeah.
actually scheduled.
Yeah, he
He's like,
fucked up.
actually, I have a surgery scheduled. Like, why does he talk so fucking weird? Like,
I think he
they
just has
both
too
do
much.
actually.
I think he has just too much going on in his head. Elon, that is. I think he's just like doing a bad job of verbalizing the amount of things that are happening. I think he just probably goes off in multiple directions in his head. It's just like he's like trying to tell you which ones he thinks make sense, and is just bad at it. Like that's what it looks like to me.
I
I don't
don't
even
think
know
he's
what
an
to tell
actual
you.
person. I think he's just an automaton, like a super advanced uh thing sent
Well, then
from
Mark
I don't know.
Zuckerberg would have to be then, because Mark
Yeah, they
Zuckerberg
all
would
are.
be the
They're
earlier, but he'd be like the earlier model,
both
like the one.
automaton sucks and
Mhm.
doesn't want to fight the other
Yeah,
one.
the one like without the
Yeah.
personality module. Like, like
He's
that's
like,
Mark Zuckerberg.
fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
That's
And
crazy.
I can't even do an impression of Mark Zuckerberg. We kind because every time I see him, he's not talking. He's just like has this weird fucking look on his face, like
Yeah,
he's not human.
No,
Like his
they
I
eyes
think
are
didn't
he's
never
real.
like
No, I
quite
think
facing in the same direction. Like
I think he's
the
something's
real.
wrong.
the expression protocol. It wasn't figured out when they put that one up.
Yeah, the module wasn't complete.
He's like, hey guys, we're just out here grilling meats. Yeah.
Yeah, like what? It's like, isn't that what you Homo sapiens eat?
He's like, hey fellow Homo sapiens. Yeah.
No, I think he's just probably seen too much. His head has been in a computer far too long. Like that's literally like that's what I would expect to see someone who came back from war and like could only talk about certain parts of war, like what they would look like. Like that sort of baseless expression, like none of it really matters because I've seen too much. So yeah, I think he's even either the most like one of the most brilliant and broken human beings, which I think is very possible, or yeah, he's a robot.
That's
Have you,
hilarious. Yeah,
have it,
he's an
has
alien.
anyone ever seen Mark or Elon bleed? Until then, dude, they're those are not human.
You have to see them bleed.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
You can see that
that's true.
there's organic matter in there. Otherwise,
Oh
I'm just
man.
gonna believe it's hydraulic fluid and oil.
I mean, a really advanced android would have some red fluid so that it could mimic it bleeding. Surely.
That's
Right, like
true.
could you imagine if that's where they left off? Like you can have an android, but like you're still powered by like 1950s robot technology.
You have a steam engine.
Steam engine.
Like when you get stabbed, hydraulic fluid just starts spraying out like glue. Like, how did you come this far, but you couldn't make something better than that? But I mean, honestly, maybe.
Yeah, let's get to RoboCop. Stop wasting time.
Wasn't he
Yeah,
just
Make it real.
a head and a heart at the end? Like,
he had a heart still.
Hmm.
I think
Like,
so.
A
why?
heart, a
Like, that's one
heart
of the
is
most replaceable like organs even nowadays.
yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah, can we make hearts yet?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can have a prosthetic heart. Isn't that a thing? Is that a thing?
I don't know. That's kind of
Maybe
insane.
not. You can. I'm pretty sure you can get your heart replaced with a pig's heart and it'll still work. It's really gross, but
No, that guy died. He only lasted like a month.
Yeah, that shit was not connected correctly.
That shit was not supposed to be in there.
Yeah. Can you imagine you're like the blood vessels and you're just swimming past? You're like, what the fuck is this?
They're like, nah, I'm not going in there.
Yeah. They're like, Steve, you see this shit? What the fuck?
Yeah, man, just build a wall. Just clot that
Yeah,
shit.
clot that shit right up. I'm done.
that's crazy. Yeah, it says a total artificial heart is a mechanical pump that replaces your heart when your
Jesus
heart's
fuck.
not working. So yeah, you can just have a pump in there.
Yeah, a
That's
pump.
oh god.
Oh, kill me honestly. Like that's
Imagine,
not even worth it.
imagine having to get the battery
That's what
changed on that
RoboCop said.
motherfucker.
Literally, show some mercy.
I'd take a mechanical heart if that was the only way I could. If I had the rest of me, but my heart was bad. Yeah, I'm taking it.
Like if you have a mechanical heart, you sound like Darth Vader. I'm sorry.
Wait,
Like that's what's
why
gonna
would
happen.
that make you sound like Darth Vader?
Because there'd be like machine noises going on in the background. You're gonna be constantly out of breath.
machine, machine noises.
It's gonna be like, "Boo, boo, boo."
It's
And like
gonna
Why?
be
you're not gonna be able like it's not gonna
clicking
be
and
good
humming.
oxygenated blood.
Why does the
It's,
breath out sound like the fucking a smoker breathing out of their stoma? Like, why does this? Why does this sound like that?
that was the exhaust from the pump.
Uh,
Like, remember your first desktop PC? What it would sound like when it was just on standby in your room? That's what it's gonna sound like. Yeah, that's what your vacuum pump part.
like a vacuum starting up
Vacuum pump.
permanently.
Yeah.
God damn. That's hilarious.
Can you even go in the pool anymore?
Yeah,
There's no fucking way.
I guess I don't know if like yeah, what a mechanical heart, like a full on one would look like. Are you just attached to a machine all day, or is it good enough where they can sew you up and you can walk around?
I think like there's just like a plug that you have to keep plugging in from outlet to outlet as you go along.
Like you're always just walking around with an extension cord over your
You
shoulder.
you just fucking twirl an extension cord. You're like everyone's like,
Like
what is
someone
that? It's like
who has a
it's
really
to my
bad
heart.
bone. It's to my heart.
Oh god.
Like if you have it unplugged for too long, like you literally just pass right out. Like you just drop straight, like go completely limp in a second.
You pull up to the drive-through and you throw the cord through the window. It's like you guys got a three-pronger in there.
A three pronger is even more crazy.
Yeah.
Like it has to be grounded.
Yeah, it
Like
has to be. Yeah, you can't overload it with like too much, otherwise your chest will explode.
that's true.
God,
Oh
that would be a
man,
terrible invention.
that's true nightmare.
What do you mean terrible? It exists.
Nah, it can't be that. Nah, that's insane. It
I
must
think
be
I
like
think like
attached. If it's gonna be that big, like if we have to be on the three prong, you might as well just attach me to a machine. Like that doesn't make sense for me to just be carrying a straight cord, like sticking out of me.
Hey, do you want a heart or not?
Not like that.
cord.
Not like that, man. I don't want it like that.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine? It's just an open wound from a fucking.
Yeah, that's what
Fill it
the
up
cord
with some like
And
gauze
it's just
and
crudely
paper
duct
mache.
taped in a circle.
Yeah, with some duct tape. Oh man.
Oh, God, the worst.
Oh, terrible. Yeah, hopefully oh, that never has to be a thing. Yeah, I feel like at that point you're right. You would just get a cart or something and like plug it into like and have that cart like with you or something or like a
Yeah,
pole or something like where you would like cart it around with a battery pack.
yeah, exactly.
the
Uh
fuck. So you're just gonna turn into
hilarious.
a car?
You're just gonna be always attached to this battery pack. I feel like people with oxygen masks or whatever, like I think that's what they have to do. Like the people who actually like
With
legit have
the
like the
tank,
tank. Yeah,
I haven't seen that in a long time.
I thought that's how that works. Yeah, kill me. Just yeah. Hopefully I die quickly and suddenly, and I don't even notice it happening. Like the moment I get the diagnosis that I need a mechanical heart that I have to plug in, like I like can a bullet just like come out of like the side of the like wall and just shoot me directly in the head right then and there? Like, and I'm sorry, but you have a mechanical heart, and then it's like boom, it's like I'm already dead. Like that'd be perfect. Then like I never even have to like notice it or anything. But then like you have to give them a chance to like get their affairs in order before they go into the doctor's office, because that would suck too. And actually, yeah, there's basically no way you can make it work. Yeah, I guess just plug me in. Plug me into the wall. Dude, did you guys hear about that kid in Tennessee who like went missing this last week? It was really
No.
stupid. So like apparently like there's this kid like who got kicked out of a bar for being like way too drunk, and like he was like walking home, and like you can see him like on like surveillance video like past like all the buildings he walked by, that he was like super fucking drunk. Like he like was running into shit, like definitely couldn't walk straight. Like I shouldn't be laughing, I'm sorry, but like when he first got kicked out of the bar, for some reason he was like sprinting and he just like fell over because like his balance was so bad. Like I'm just like, why are you sprinting? But like,
That's what you
anyways,
do when you're wasted. I've done that.
and he just totally like busted his shit. But then after he busted his shit, he just got up and started stumbling like the rest of the way home or wherever he was going. But yeah, I guess like he was walking toward a river, and like that's the last anyone ever has seen of him. Why do drunk people always fall into rivers? Like what is with that? Like I feel like I have never been so drunk where like I'll actually like see a river and then fall into it. Like I just like I will literally like I will be like I feel like I have like this sub thing in my brain. Like I've got like a sub, like some sort of like autopilot system that will kick in like if my main system is too bad, and then if that goes out and I'm like that fucked up on like drugs or alcohol, then like I'm just like completely like passed out or like blackout. Like it's either I'm not moving at all, or if I am moving I'm at least coherent enough not to like do something stupid enough where like I I die forever. Like at least stupid enough where like I fall off a building or like a river. Like yeah, I don't know. Like that's just never happened. Like not even close. Like if anything, like if I see it and I'm too fucked up, like I'll be scared of it and like I won't want to go by it, even though it's like a simple bridge that I just have to like walk over. I'll be like, no, I can't do it. But like, yeah, I just feel like that happens so often. But anyways, the reason I bring this up is because I guess like a lot of people have been saying that like the bar itself is responsible for his like death essentially. And like we don't know for sure that he's dead. He's probably for sure dead. No, he's dead. But like he's been missing for a week now. Like
Oh,
and
they're
someone
still looking for him.
yeah, but someone found his credit card
And
washed up like down the river. Like so like why would that be happening? So like yeah, he's in the river.
was this a
But
white guy?
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So like yeah, that's another thing. So like people go missing all the fucking time, like which is like really interesting because like I've heard plenty of stories about like people around here even like going missing. Like even around like where you guys went to school, people went missing like walking home because there's like too drunk walking home and like something would happen. Like
Mhm.
when they would walk off a cliff or like fall into a like yeah, literally the same story. Like you either like walk off a cliff or like walk into a river and just like go drown.
Well,
Like
over by us, there was like a goddamn quarry. There wasn't even a fence. Like you could just walk to the bottom of like a rock pit and die.
yeah, and it was like a steep cutoff too. Like it was like flat land and then like 100
Yeah.
foot drop. like instantly. Like you're not rolling down that shit. It's just a straight fall. So like, yeah, no mistakes. Like if you're running, oh, what a I could imagine
Yeah,
the
yep.
feeling of like remorse and the like, oh shit, I fucked up once you realize that you're not touching the ground anymore.
Yeah.
But at the same time, at least you can't see the ground coming, so you wouldn't even be able to like know when you're about to die. But you would know it's coming. God damn, yeah, that's pretty brutal. But yeah, so like, yeah, I just thought it was kind of like weird that like for some reason like this guy's getting all this attention, and then also weird that like people were saying it's the bar's fault. Like, since when is it the bar's fault? Since when is it the bar's responsibility that all of their patrons make it home safely? Like, I just feel like that's putting too much on a business. Like, you can kick someone out for like whatever you want, basically. Like, if they kill themselves on the way home, like, how is that your fault? So, and apparently, like, he only bought one drink at this bar. So, like, he was already must have been like super fucked up by the time he got there. So, like, they gave him one drink, realized he was like way too drunk, and then they kicked him out.
Mhm.
So, yeah, what do you guys think about that? Do you think the bar should be partially responsible for like making sure if you see someone that fucked up that you like what can't kick them out on the street, I guess, or like you have to call them an Uber? I don't even know. Like,
Um, unless there's some kind of like legal standard that says you have to like make sure your patrons are under whatever kind of limit, then no, I don't think there really is any responsibility. Is there? Like you you go to the bar to get drinks, so they are just like doing their job.
right. Like I feel like it wasn't the bar's choice that he drank way too much. Like that was his choice, like as an adult who is over 21. Like he drank all that alcohol and then he got himself killed. Like how is that the bar's fault for kicking him out? But anyways, also the bar is owned by Luke Bryant or whatever. Is it? I think he's like a country music star or something like that. Um, and he was either kicked out by like Luke Bryant himself, or like it's just a big deal because it's like his bar, or something like that. But like, yeah, and it's also weird. Like, why is he getting attention? I just don't understand that. Like, it's just
I didn't even know this existed, so I don't.
that's crazy. Yeah, I've seen this on like Reddit and stuff too. Like, people are like, oh, like maybe they almost found this like kid. Like, apparently, like a bunch of TikTokers have been like searching up and down like the riverbanks, like looking for him and like for his body or whatever. But yeah, he's dead. Like, yeah, I don't know why people are so mad about this. I guess like also like yeah, he's a white kid, like pretty. He's like decent looking, I guess. Like at least the pictures they posted of him. Um, he's a college student, so like I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with the optics, like of it all too. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if you're walking home, yeah, how is that anyone else's responsibility but your own? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I just personally like it's sad for sure, but I would chalk this up to like this it was an accident, but like at the end of the day it was his fault. What do you
Yeah,
think,
rip.
John?
No, I don't think the bar is responsible in 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 a legal sense. In a moral sense, I think that's tougher, but I think if you're someone who goes into the bar business, you probably have a lower standard for that because I think you kind of have to in order to give people enough alcohol to do themselves in. Like, yeah, you aren't legally responsible, but like at what point does you making a few extra dollars when when someone is like because there's I have a hard, and maybe the guy is just really good at like making it look like he's sober, so maybe they didn't know. I don't know, because
No,
I know
I
nothing
saw
about
the
this.
video. He was clearly
Okay,
immediately like visibly
yeah,
insanely drunk.
okay. At that point, I think if you're still letting people like buy drinks, that's a little ridiculous. Like
But then
because
again, he only bought one drink at this restaurant.
I know, but you're at the point that he's done that though. He probably that one drink probably was not the thing that took him over the edge. It was if he was stumbling
That is
already,
true.
he probably looked visibly drunk when they got up there. So like yeah, I just have a hard time with that. Like, and I understand like there's no real way to know how much one drink or the next is going to impact someone, but because of that, like the whole bar business to me is just a little
Like,
stank.
what if someone passes out in your bar, but it's closing time? Like, are you allowed to carry their like unconscious body to your doorstep or the sidewalk? You just drop it there
No,
and
I
then
think you
just
have
like
to just
lock
call.
up
I
and go
think you have to
home?
call the police.
hmm Then they get public intox and put in the drunk tank, I think it's called. Have you guys ever heard of that?
I've heard of a drunk tank. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I
funny.
think you go to jail.
So
Yeah.
you can't just just you can't just like remove somebody who's unconscious from your property.
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
you
they're
get
just gonna
too
wake up
drunk,
I
when they're
know.
ready.
No, I mean you physically could. Like that's not against the law, but you could be liable for what happens to them from for wherever you leave them.
That actually kind of reminds me also. I right before we got on here, I read a Reddit story about the rave here in Milwaukee that apparently maybe just this last weekend this happened. But apparently like there was this guy like dancing like on the dance floor being like super obnoxious, like purposely like pushing people and like hitting people and just like just swinging like just being way too like crazy with his dancing. And apparently like this good Samaritan guy like tried to like
knock
calm
them
him
out.
down. No, like they tried to calm him down and like stop him, but like the crazy guy like just like punched him right in the face, and then security immediately like took them both and kicked them both out. And then like when they kicked them both out, like the crazy guy just like kept beating up the good Samaritan guy until like he just like was unconscious, like, and he had to go to the hospital, like, or whatever. That's crazy. Like they kicked him out with like his assailant, so then his assailant could continue to like beat his ass. Like yeah, I was like, is that the rave's fault? Like they were just trying to remove two people who were like got into a fight. Like, is it the rave's fault for like because now this guy like you can die from like getting like you're like beat so badly that you go unconscious. Like really bad stuff can happen to you when that happens. Like hopefully that guy survives and is like not in a coma or anything like that.
I think it's
Like,
probably your responsibility to separate them and yeah, send them out one at a time if you're gonna send them through the same entrance. Because yeah, again, like that's a good example.
like
You just placed the problem outside. You didn't help it all. You didn't resolve anything.
yeah, it's like I would imagine that situation was like holding back like two pit bulls like ready to go at each other. And like the moment, as long as they're off your property, you just let them go and just go kill each other and just like close the door and just like whatever happens out there happens. Like that's what the situation sounded like to me. I'm just like, I don't know. That's just kind of crazy. Like, but basically the post is like, yeah,
No,
security
that
at the race
situation,
park.
I would let that happen. Two random pit bulls? There's no way I'm getting in the middle of that.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But I mean, like,
Like pit
yeah, I
bulls are
guess I
normally pretty
wonder.
nice, so like for pit bulls to be at it, something has to be pretty wrong.
That is true. What if one was like a rabid dog and the other one was like a nice dog who didn't want the smoke? If you
Yeah.
still put them both outside for like the mean dog to fuck up the nice dog, like you're an asshole for that. Yeah, you're right. You have to at least kick
If
them
they're
out one
not
at a time.
if they're not my dogs though, for sure. Like if that was a real scenario, I don't care if there's a nice one. If they're not my dogs, I'm not getting in the middle of that.
But what if they're in your place of business?
In my place of like if
Mm,
I had a physical location business. So this is why you
Yeah,
can't have a physical location business. Too many fucking problems.
yeah.
no, this is exactly why. And that's what the businesses themselves would argue. Like, this is too much to put on a business
Oh.
to be like, okay, you can let one person out, but not the other. You have to make sure one guy gets home, but like
Yeah,
not
but you
everyone gets
signed up
this.
for that. That's what you signed up for with the physical location. So you knew the perils before you got in this.
And then the problem with that then is like usually the restaurant and bar business, the margins are so slim that it's basically, honestly, in my opinion, not worth it to
Yeah, so
open to
why
begin
right,
with.
so even more problems. Like you set yourself up for ultimate failure unless everything goes right. Like
So, so
what
if
a
you
crazy
make a
business.
law, that is true. So if you make a law that like would force any more responsibility on
All
these
to get people
people,
drunk.
it's basically gonna make it so like there's gonna be no bars like open anymore or like restaurants because like those kinds of things would happen. So like that's another
No,
problem.
restaurants, I feel like restaurants have stricter policies on that. At least nicer ones do. Like
That's
you're
true.
not going to be able to just drink like straight up like well, I guess if it's a nice enough restaurant, maybe they would let you. But they would definitely, if it's a super nice restaurant, if they let you drink, they'll probably make sure you get home. Like they would, because if you have the money to spend at a super nice place, they'll just figure out how to get you to your bed. You'll just wake up the next morning in your bed.
That's true. And like the thing about restaurants is they're usually not so overcrowded with people that like you barely have
Yeah,
enough staff to handle them. But
yeah,
with like bars and like
yeah.
clubs, that's
Bars.
exactly what's happening.
Yeah, and those are
Like you
terrible
have
businesses.
security who can like remove people, but like that's about it.
If you had a bar and there was like two people fighting and one of them pulled out a knife and like like got him like from behind like holding up to their neck and he's like I'm gonna kill this guy, I'm 100% gonna do it, and like like it can either happen in your establishment or like just right outside. Like what would you prefer?
I'd be like, take this outside. It's
Okay,
like,
yeah.
get out of here. Yeah, like I wouldn't want someone like it would ruin like the name. But if someone at least got killed like outside, like that's better than inside. Like no one's gonna want to like yeah, someone died right here in this very spot. Like I
Yeah,
would have to
I
turn on
don't
the
think if the
restaurant.
person's at the point of putting a knife to their neck that they're gonna listen to me tell them to take it outside. So at that point, I'd probably just be trying to prevent murder.
Yeah. It's your as
Take
a
it
business owner,
outside.
it's your responsibility to like not let crime happen in your establishment, not to stop crime.
Yeah, because then you're complicit. If there's a reasonable like ask that you could have made to stop something like that from happening, then you are the part of the reason it happened. Especially if you had full knowledge of what was happening.
Wait, so what's the other option? Either you let him kill him right there, or you say take it outside and then he goes and does it outside. Like those are the two options. Yeah, I
Right.
would say take it outside. Like if the killing's gonna happen in either option, then
Mm,
like yeah, take it outside.
nah,
Yeah,
nah,
but then like
your business is finished after that.
yeah, you're so done.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't like it's not your like are you should you be held responsible at all since like you knew it was gonna happen no matter what. But but you told them to do it somewhere else. Like are you now involved? Whereas you could have just like let it
Nah,
happen right in your
Do it
establishment.
somewhere else.
nah.
Do that
Legally, you're
shit
probably
somewhere else.
fine. But yeah, no one's ever gonna do business with you ever again. And that's just unfortunate. Like, if you probably would have had a better off chance if you just let it happen in front of you.
If- so yeah, it might be a better play to let them
It
just
is.
like do it right there in the middle of the dance floor.
Absolutely.
And then you can make that spot like an Instagram photo spot.
Okay, yeah, now no one's gonna. Well, no, some people might do business with you then. That's actually the unfortunate truth of
Yeah,
that.
some people might like that.
Yep, they might.
Oh man.
Yeah, physical businesses. Stop buying them. No,
Yeah, stop line.
just stop selling something to people where you have such a high where you have such high risks with them being involved with your product all the time. Like if your margins are already razor thin, how is intoxicating the people who use your product a better option? Like you're of course your margins are razor thin. Like you have to replace broken shit like probably half the time.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
just dumb. It's just such a
And you
dumb
have to hire
business.
like security, and that's just
Yeah.
not cheap.
I get
That's
it.
probably cheaper than replacing all the broken shit all the time.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, just go into something respectable, like getting people to take an orange right out of your hand.
Right out of yeah, just
But the
right out
thing
of your
is, like,
hand.
if you let someone die in your restaurant, you have to be closed for a couple days, like
Yeah.
for maybe even longer. But if it happens outside your restaurant,
Really?
you can still viably like stay open the next day.
You could, and you just have no customers.
No, people
Oh,
would
if
still
someone has
come.
a heart attack in your like restaurant, that
No
means you have
one.
to shut down.
A
It wasn't
heart
your fault.
a heart attack, that's fine. If someone's murdered, no one's coming back.
But murdered
No one's coming
inside your
back.
restaurant, I think is different than on the sidewalk outside.
No, if they're murdered on the side of the sidewalk and no one knows that you're the person who put it outside, then you're fine. But if people hear that you said take that outside, please, you're finished. No one's doing business with you ever again.
That can't be true. Someone was killed right outside of Wendy's, like
You think that person
over
told him
on
to take it
Layton.
outside?
Probably.
Well, they
And
said
if you knew that
they,
was true, would you go back to that Wendy's?
it was two
Yeah.
dudes. People go there
Yeah.
all the time.
They know
No,
how to
would
handle
you
their
though?
business.
Would you?
Honestly, I haven't been back there.
See,
I haven't
told
been
you.
back there
I told you.
I haven't been
I
back there
told
since.
you. Because
But
that's
apparently,
enough.
like these two dudes were like eating at Wendy's. They got into a fight, went outside, and shot each other.
See, like you can't go back there. Anyone who I'll put it this way: anyone who values their life can't go back there. Now, if you're still going to that Wendy's, you just don't give a fuck anymore. Like you're probably in a bad spot right now.
I assume everyone who's going there must not have heard about it. But like I will say, like they didn't close down. Like I drove past that Wendy's the next day; they were open. But if it would have been in the Wendy's, they would have had to close down for like a
That
while.
still doesn't make sense to me. If someone dies in a hospital, they don't shut the hospital down.
Well, like the hospital's ready for
Yeah,
that. Like they're
that's
made
what you
for
go
it.
for hospital. Yeah, that's part of what
No,
happens in
that's what I'm
hospitals.
saying. Though, like, what what does it matter where a person dies?
Well, like if
Just
there's
'cause
like
it
a
happened.
murder investigation, like they have to like keep the crime scene like untouched. Like I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
like
no,
they
for
wouldn't even
sure.
let you open the business up.
Yeah, you would probably be closed for that for sure,
And
and then you have to get all that shit sanitized. Like
Okay,
you can't serve food. Like the hospital is set up to
no,
serve food in
but
a
hold
completely
on.
different area. You cannot serve food in a place where someone just got fucking laid out. There's just no way you can't. You have to have like a cleaning team come in after the fucking
yeah, that's
people do
true.
that. Like so that's a whole nother day.
So if I had a heart attack in the hospital waiting room, do the police have to get involved? Do you think?
No, no. I feel like it's
No.
probably likely that like yeah, the police might not ever have to show up to something like that.
Weird.
Yeah, because the hospital is expected to be like on the up and up. Like that's the people who diagnosed what happened.
Yeah, you're
But
already at the place where the police would have wanted you to get to.
Right.
but if I did it at Wendy's, now the police have to get involved.
After they get you to the hospital, like
I feel
assuming
like
you're
honestly,
alive
like
No, if
maybe
I had a
not.
heart attack at Wendy's,
and
like,
died,
don't the police have to? Yeah,
if
don't
you
the
died,
police have to
yes,
get involved?
yes.
I don't think so. Because like if I had a heart attack like anywhere, like you would call 911, they would send an ambulance. Like let's say you were already dead by the time they got there. Like or no, let's say you died after the ambulance got there. So that way you had 100% proof that it wasn't a murder.
Yeah.
Like what would be the point of sending cops there at that point? Like
I
you
would
just take
think
the guy to the hospital, like
I would think the
confirm the
police would
death
at least
and
come to question like the people who saw what happened, and then like if they find out later that you
the
actually pass
paramedics
away.
saw the whole thing.
But I think the
No,
paramedic, but I think the paramedic would be more worried about like getting, like getting you to the hospital. Like I think the police could be partially like informing the family on like what happened too.
So basically, if you die before they get you inside the ambulance, the cops might come. But if you're inside the
Yeah.
ambulance when it happens, then like they're just
Yeah.
gonna drive you to the hospital and like pronounce you dead or whatever.
but if it
Right.
happens inside the Wendy's, then the cops are coming for sure.
Yeah, and you have
I
to
think
close
so.
downtown.
Yeah, I think so.
But
Plus,
if you went in there to use the bathroom and then they said, sorry, you can't use it in here, and then when you're walking back to your car, you have a heart attack and die. Now, are they responsible? Because he told you to
No.
go outside.
No.
no man. And your employees don't get to go home early that day. They gotta stay for the whole shift.
Yeah. You're still open then. Yeah,
They're like, dude, someone just died.
yeah.
It's like, oh my god. Well, whatever. Like, get back
Yeah.
to work.
Yeah. So we've got about we need about two number ones and
Like, could you imagine a full drive-through and there's like
So
a
if
dead
you
guy just laying right there?
if you die in an ambulance or in a hospital, it's not a crime. Anywhere else now it's a crime.
it has to be. I think
Crime
it has to
scene.
be at least considered. You don't. It's not necessarily a crime scene, but you have to at least ask questions to determine whether it's a crime.
I don't I don't know if that's actually true. I feel like I've heard of like things happening where like the police literally do not give a fuck. Like as long as it's like clearly a medical issue, there's like, huh, there's like cool, take him to the hospital. Like I
So
don't give a fuck.
do you think the hospital like informs 911 dispatch to let them know like that it's just a medical thing so that they don't have to send police?
I would assume so. Because like, what would you file a police report for if there was zero crime committed?
Yeah,
Like,
you
what are
wouldn't.
the police even there for?
Yeah,
Like,
you
what are they
wouldn't. I
doing?
would just think that then that police would be part of the package they send if like you had a heart attack at Wendy's. Like I think there'd be an ambulance and a police car.
Ambulance.
Yeah,
Like they
because
might even send a fire truck just cause.
no, it's for real though. Because like I've watched that. Have you all ever watched the show about like the paramedics and shit? Like they were in New Orleans. Anyway, there was a show on Hulu basically where they follow paramedics around who like they responded to night calls in New Orleans, and basically like yeah, there would be several times where they also followed the police, and the police and the paramedics would be there, even if a crime wasn't necessarily committed. So
For
like
a purely medical emergency?
yeah, it depends on what it is, because like I feel like I feel like when it's just um that the person hasn't died yet, like you said, if the person's still alive, then yeah, you don't need the police necessarily. But if they're dead there, then yeah, I think someone from the police has to show up.
Yeah, I guess that sounds about right. Because like, how could you trust for sure? But I mean, like, what are the police gonna do? Like, they're fucking street cops. They're just gonna be like, yeah, he's dead. Take him away.
I think they're
I
gonna
don't. I
ask.
don't know.
I
I
think
guess
they're gonna. I think they're gonna question the people who saw if there was anyone around who saw the death, to question those people.
like, how you gonna
But it's
question
just
me
a
and
heart
my mom
attack.
just died? Like, I'm probably like
That
gonna be
happens
bawling
all,
my eyes out like
dude. That happens all
for
the
like the
time.
next like 4 years. Like, what do you do in that situation? It's like, okay, well, whatever.
You
Just
think the
let him
cops are
go.
just like,
Question him
ah, fuck
later.
it.
Take some pictures and then just like call it a day.
Yeah.
So the best place to poison someone is a hospital because the police will not come.
Yeah, because they won't come unless, and they will come, but it will be way later when they get the toxicology report. So
That's
you,
like too late.
yeah, so you got a
So
good
you can
like
be
two
long
week head
gone.
start. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a
Right, it's
small
too
town,
late.
yeah, in a
If
small
you do
town,
it
you got a
at
2 week head
Wendy's,
start.
if you do it at Wendy's, they're gonna be there in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they're like at Wendy's. That's not a place people die.
Yeah, and I
we're
think
on,
that's like so funny.
we're
Like
on to your
just
ass.
based on the location, like now you're either like a 5 star on GTA or no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, or literally no one cares, not
I
even a
also think
little.
it probably depends on like the age of the person. Like if it's someone older and like no other people are mentioned, like there was no fight and then the person died, like if that's the call, two people were fighting and one of them's dead now, you're definitely having police there because the it almost insinuates a crime. Even if you're not sure what happened, you have to ask those questions. But if it's like an old guy died in his house, like yeah, I think you're right. I don't think they're sending the police for that.
I think they might send the police.
You think so?
I think so.
Shit, they still
Maybe it
might.
depends on the city.
I
Because
think
like in
so.
Milwaukee, the police aren't showing up for at least 2 to 4 hours, whether it's an emergency or not. So like if someone just dies, like the ambulance will get there. Like they'll get there and take care of everything. But like, can you really leave his body there for 2 to 4 hours before someone finally shows up and there's like, oh, okay. And
Yeah,
like,
but
what are they even gonna fucking do?
I think that's a symptom of the size too. I've never heard of like large city police being respected Mostly because I just think there's too much ground to cover. There's too much going on. Like people are stacked on top of each other. How are you supposed to police that?
Mm.
So yeah, I just don't think it can ever be effective. Like, but in small towns, if I call the police, like they're here in 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a city with problems. So I probably yeah, it depends on the town for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. And of course, the more people, the more likely there are for problems. So like just by the sheer numbers, even if it's the same ratio of problems, like there's less police. They just can't deal with
Yeah.
What a disaster. Can you imagine living somewhere where someone dies and the police
it. They
never
just don't. They just
they
don't
never
come.
show up?
They never came, like straight up never asked any questions, never. Like it was just purely up to the hospital. That's crazy. Yeah, that would be kind of crazy. You could kill someone so easily, like
Yeah, man.
I've
it's
seen
like
some
yeah,
crazy
911.
hospitals too.
Yeah, my wife is dead. It's like, yeah, it's a medical thing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, like what? Like that's insane.
All right. Trust in the police. No, it's fine. It's just medical. Yep. Like, yeah, you're right. That is kind of fucked up. That probably shouldn't be happening. When she
Yeah,
gets
man.
there, then
Don't
she's got like
don't let
30 stab wounds. It's like, yep, before she died, she said, "Oh no, I'm having a heart attack upon my own volition. Someone help. This is the end. But this
it.
is me all by myself and no one else was involved." She said that.
Like,
and then she just
yeah, you're
plunged. And then
having a
she just
heart
plunged
attack.
the knife into her heart 36
Yeah.
times. Christ.
And the paramedic's like, "Well, I'm not a detective, so sounds good to me.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm no detective. Just everything
Jesus.
checks out." Oh man, hilarious. Well, I feel like that's a pretty good place to end it. I guess moral of the story is don't have a heart attack at home by yourself. You want
Eating.
to have it at Wendy's, so
Yeah.
everyone's going to be asking the most questions.
Eat at Wendy's.
Yeah.
That's the moral of the story.
Yeah,
Brought to
they
you
won't
by TikTok.
they won't shut down no matter what.
Yeah, Wendy's. Yeah, even if someone dies, we'll still be there.
Yeah.
Oh man. But all right. I guess until next time, probably Monday again. But other than that, we'll see ya.